if you've done the keyword research, the market research to see what design style, the price point, the features for the product attract the buyer, you will make money every day on Etsy.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I hope you're having a great week. This episode is coming out towards the end of the day, so if you have a commute, this is perfect timing. And if you work from home, then you can do the dishes, start cleaning, like whatever you're doing after work, you can listen to this episode while you're doing that and it'll be great. So it has been crazy the past few weeks. I am working on updating Digital Side Hustle Academy, which is my signature course on selling digital products passively. And I'm having a lot of fun, but it's so much work. And I've had the craziest idea, but I'm going to completely redo the course. So I am really excited. I'll talk about that more later. But because of that, we have some episodes that I need to release that were recorded several weeks ago. So just stay tuned. There's a lot more content coming. I'm thinking about potentially even sharing 2 episodes the next couple of weeks. So we'll see. But again, you guys know how much I love digital products, especially for creating passive income for beginners. And in this episode, we'll be diving into the benefits of selling low-cost digital products on Etsy, which is something that I haven't done before. So this is a perfect opportunity if you're looking for a way to diversify your income, or you just want to get started without a huge upfront investment. So whether you are a complete beginner or you already have your own digital products, maybe you sell a course, you might want to add these low-cost digital products on Etsy as just another stream of income. So Sasha Hutchison is from Your Frugal Friend, and she went from being an accounting manager to becoming a 6-figure business owner and a top 0.1% seller on Etsy in the digital product space, which is insane. So she's joining me to talk about how to identify a profitable digital product idea, the importance of keyword and market research, how to optimize your listings for maximum reach and sales. You'll also hear about some of the tools she uses to run her business. And overall, I think she really just debunked the idea that you can't make money with low-cost products. She talks about how volume is important. So you're basically selling these low-cost products, but you're selling a ton of them. And that volume has helped her create a 6-figure business. So it's definitely possible. And as always, in every episode that we do, it's value packed. And I feel like every time I speak to somebody, I'm like, this is amazing. I want to do this side hustle too. And she really inspired me to relaunch my Etsy shop and actually put some effort into it this time and do it the right way, because the last time I did it, I only listed my budget binder on there, which was a product I was already selling on my website. I just threw it on there, didn't pay attention to keywords or anything. So this time I'm going to probably relaunch in a different niche and create some other digital products that I haven't come up with yet, but the brainstorming has begun. So grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's welcome the amazing Sasha Hutchison.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so glad to have you on. I teach people how to create and sell digital products, but I focus mostly on information type of products. So I'm really excited to learn more about printables and that sort of thing, especially selling on Etsy. So that's something that a lot of people have been interested in.
Yeah, a lot of people like to diversify their income with simple digital products like ebooks and courses. They take more effort. And so the simple, easy wins are a good way for people to jump in. And also on Etsy, it's more sweat equity. You don't have to lay out a bunch of upfront costs like hosting and stuff like that. So a lot of people love to test their ideas on Etsy, and that's where I help people.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, we'll get into it. So do you want to start out by telling us a little bit about your journey, how you got started in the online space, whether you started on Etsy or how you got there? And I know you're in the top 0.1%, right? So how did you achieve so much success?
Well, I was working as a accounting manager. I have a master's degree in accounting. I did that for 10 plus years. And it was in, I think, 2018, 2019, early 2019, I was looking at ways to do a side hustle, but not hold any inventory, because my goal is to reach financial independence. And I said, okay, well, I don't want to make things. I don't want to ship things. What can I do? And then I was on Pinterest one day. I like to look at frugal recipes and I was looking for recipes to pin. And then I clicked on one pin and it led me to an Etsy shop where the woman was selling like info products. She was selling a 4-week rotating meal planner. And I said, oh my God, I could do this. Not necessarily rotating meal plans because I'm not write recipes, but I said, she's making money. Everything was in 20 cards. She had over 1,000 sales. She's still selling on Etsy, by the way, this woman. And I said, wow, oh my God, I could do this. So then I started making printables and I was able to, one of the first products I started selling it was a few spreadsheets that I used myself personally. And then I created trackers and finance printables. I was heavily in the finance niche with my accounting background.
That makes sense.
I took the products I made for myself, made them more to fit for a whole bunch of different people. Then I scaled that shop quickly. I focus on product lines in my shop. I'm not niche based. I'm more product line based so that I can sell a lot to a high volume, low price point to make the most money possible. That's what my Etsy shop focus is. And I scaled. I have over 20,000 sales. Top 1%, less than 1% of sellers. And I enjoy it. It's fun. I really like it. It's a great way to be creative, especially if you come from a background where you're doing technical work and there's no art or fun involved. I mean, it's fun, but it's fun in a different way, not a creative way.
Yeah. You need that little creative outlet sometimes. So that's awesome. Yeah. So wait, can you tell people what printables are for anyone that's listening and has no clue what we're talking about?
Well, a printable is anything that can be printed out on a computer and used. There's tons of different types of digital products. As you said, you teach people how to do like ebooks and courses. Well, an ebook itself could be used as a printable or as a digital product. So people could open it on their computer, on an iPad, and they could just read it. But they could also print it out and bind it and read it that way. So a printable is anything that's printed.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So you said that you kind of cover a variety of niches and you focus more on like product lines instead. How important is niching down when it comes to selling digital products on Etsy?
I don't think it's important. Some, I'll say quote unquote gurus say to get niche down. But then for me personally, when I was niche down in the beginning, I was doing purely financial products, but every single niche, no matter what, even if it's a niche that you think would sell well year round, it has seasonality to it. So people buy finance printables year round. They buy spreadsheets year round. But most people do their financial planning starting in November. And then it starts, over the New Year's resolutions, and it goes down starting in early February. And when that happened, I went, oh my God, I need to diversify because I'm not making as much money. And then I added in the spring cleaning mom kind of printable niche. So then that covered the spring season. And then I went into like summer games, summer activities, and that covered the summer season. Then you get in the fall and the winter. And so I focused more on meeting demand year round through different product lines, which is in various niches. But my target, they call it the customer avatar overall, is someone who's looking for a deal. They are a budget shopper. That's why my shop name is Your Frugal Friend, because I'm catering to people who want something for a low price that solves their problem, whatever it could be. They need a game, they need a spreadsheet, whatever.
Yeah. And I love that because I feel like we're in an age where there's a lot more digital products out there and people, some of them, the courses are like thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, whatever, but you're making a really good income on these very, very, very low ticket. I don't even know if we could call it low ticket. It's like even lower than that, affordable printables. So what would you say to someone who's like making the argument that you can't make money with low cost products?
I would argue that I want you to go to a tool like eRank. I want you to look at the top 10 sellers on Etsy. They are selling usually craft supplies. Craft supplies are like a tiny little bead. I'm holding in my hand a fidget spinner. It's made of 4 beads. Craft suppliers sell these little beads to people who make these types of products. They are always and continually the top sellers on Etsy. They are selling a low price product at high volume. That's what you can do with these low cost digital products. You sell a low cost product at high volume. And when you're selling it that way, people don't second guess their purchase. If you're selling like a high ticket course for $197,000, $297,000 or whatever, you're going to have to nurture that lead to get them to buy from you. That's a lot of work to get them to hand over their money. You're like, I have this amazing, super fun slumber party game bundle for $5. They're like, take my money. I don't care.
Yeah.
They don't think twice.
That's true.
So I would say there's a craft supply sellers, planner sticker sellers. They're always in the top 10 slots of the sellers. They're making 1,000+ sales a day. I'm like, wow, well, you can't really argue against the facts. They're making tons of money. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Have you tried selling printables on other platforms besides Etsy?
Yeah. I sell printables on Shopify. I sell printables. I sell commercial use templates to help people make money on Etsy. It gives them like a starting point to help them start their shop faster or level up their plateau. Like some people start and then they hit a plateau and I help those people over that plateau. I sell commercial use templates and I sell those through a checkout system. I have landing page through lead pages, and then I sell with Thrivecart checkout system. That's also where I sell my courses too.
Okay. Yeah. So you've kind of branched out and you're selling at different price points too, which is also another way to diversify your income and make more money.
Yeah. I have like 8 income streams.
Yeah. I love it. That's the thing with online businesses. Like you can have one business that brings in like so many income streams.
Yeah, it's great. Like affiliate marketing, and do all the things, and you just add them on. It's like a cake. You're layering it. You're layering it one layer by layer.
Yeah. So wait, did you ever have a blog? Do you have a blog now?
I do have a blog, but I did not focus on. The thing is, it's so funny. At the end of last year, I dabble on different. I like to dabble to see if I can validate an idea, because I don't like to give people advice if I haven't validated it myself, or I have someone that I trust who's a friend who's successful and they validated it. So I went on to Medium, and it took me 2 weeks to monetize my Medium writing. And that's like writing blog content for Medium. They're bringing the readers to you and you're monetizing it. Nice. It took me like 6 to 8 months to be able to qualify for an ad network when I first blogged. And then when I got the blog, the ads on there, it was like so garish and so many videos.
I'm not really a fan.
Just to make money on the ad displays. And so I took the ads off and I focused solely on product promotion and affiliate marketing to monetize my blog. And I've never had to, and I also have a YouTube channel. So I repurposed YouTube videos into blog posts into YouTube videos. So I use my blog more as a professional landing place. I blog on it about the topics that the people who buy from me are interested in. It's more educational. I monetize it through product and course sales, and then affiliate marketing. So the ads I don't do, but I do write on Medium, and I've monetized it that way, and it's worked out. So I prefer that over ad display. Personally.
Okay. Yeah, I'm the same way. I put ads on my website and I was just like, this seems like a terrible user experience. And I hate going on other people's websites and seeing the same thing. It's just like you're reading in this small little space and then everything else is ads.
It's hard. It slows down the browser. I get it for recipe blogs because you're like, okay, I'm going to watch this video in exchange for this free recipe.
Yeah, true.
But it just
people
depends.
Are just going to see the recipe and leave.
Yeah, but if I didn't understand how ads work, because I am in this business, as a person who doesn't understand how people make money with blogs, I'd be like, this is annoying. I'm bouncing. And I don't want people to bounce. I want people to read.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, cool. So getting back to Etsy stuff, because this is a hot topic that we haven't talked about on the podcast yet. So let's start with like the very beginning process. If someone's interested in getting started with this side hustle or business, what should they know?
They should know that Etsy just rolled out. It used to be that you could start an account and then you would pay 20 cents to list your first product. And so that was a low barrier to entry to be able to sell. They just rolled out to prevent, because people started to come onto the site and they started to resell MRR stuff, or they started to resell Temu stuff. So to prevent that kind of misuse of the platform, they initiated a $15 fee to start an account. So that's brand new.
Oh,
yeah, that just got rolled out. But other than that, you just need to have one listing ready to go, and you can start your shop. You list it for 20 cents and you're off to the race.
Nice. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I sold printable budget planners on Etsy before, years ago. And I remember them doing that 20 cents like listing price, and that was it. And it was so easy just to put it on there. So I was kind of like selling it on another platform, and I said, I'll just throw it on Etsy and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great testing ground for people.
Yeah, perfect. So what's the process of kind of brainstorming and choosing a profitable digital product idea?
Well, what I do is I know a lot of people who I coach, and they'll say, I was really excited to make this because I would love it. So I made it and now it's not selling. And I said, okay, when you're making something that you're just excited about, you've done no market research, no keyword research, then you have a really fun hobby. If you're trying to make money and run a business, you need to do keyword research with a tool like Insight Factory, eRank, there's Everbee, just to see if there's demand for that product, and then if there's a ton of competition. Also, then you want to, after that, do market research on Etsy itself to see the pricing, to see what people are packaging it into. In the digital planner niche, for example, a few years ago, you could list a digital planner, not very complicated, for like $15. But now more people have entered the marketplace, and it became a race to the bottom on pricing. That's the thing about also with an e-commerce platform where you have competitors. If a lot of people start doing this one thing, it can be a race to the bottom on pricing. And now people are selling digital planners with 50,000 hyperlinks, 100 covers, all this functionality for $5 or $2 to $5. You're like, okay, I don't want, I'd rather make I'd rather make a one-page game printable than that. It would take me 80 hours to make. So you have to do that keyword research just to see if there's demand for that product idea you have, like, printable trivia game or something. You say, okay, there is demand. I'm going to go see what people are offering and what they're pricing it at in the market, do that market research. And then you validated the idea to create it. And it's okay if you had this really great idea and you see, people are selling, this is a 200-page planner for $2. That's okay. And it's okay to abandon that idea. You don't have to be like, oh, I suck. There's too much competition. It's not about that. It's about not wasting your time and validating your ideas so you can have a profitable business. If you don't care about the money part, then do it. Have fun. It's a hobby. But if you're doing this to make money, you have to do keyword research and market research. It's super important.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, like, yeah, you would love that. And that sounds great. But like, do other people want that?
Yeah, you have to validate it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I know you mentioned a bunch of tools that you recommend. I assume they're all pretty similar where they have like competition and like the volume of searches maybe.
Yeah.
Haven't seen any of those. But is there something that people should look for when they're on those platforms to tell them like, oh yeah, this is really great product that we should go after? I know you mentioned like low competition, but like, is there anything else?
Well,
is there a specific like metric?
Yeah, it depends. Yeah. So you want to, when you're using one of those keyword research tools, I'll give you an example, a word like journal. You might see that, I don't know, prayer journal or something is a really great keyword. You see there's great search volume, low competition, but then you go do that market research and you see on the first page of Etsy, it's all physical products. So you want to definitely make sure that the keyword you want to aim for and create a product for is for a digital product. That's super important. You want to know that. Yeah. But when it comes to competition and average search volume, that average search volume data, it can be misleading and people might get stuck. Oh, well, the average searches are only 100 per month. I'm going to skip it because I have put this arbitrary number in my mind that I don't do anything under 200 average searches a month. But if it's like a Christmas product, the average on those tools, it's the total amount divided by 12 months. So if you're like,
so it's going to look really low.
Yeah, it's really low because it's Christmas product. It's going to sell for like a month and a half, maybe 2 months. So if you're focused on just that number and not actually being mindful of the seasonality of it and stuff, that's a good point. You might skip a good product and not do it. So I think that you have to look past what's presented to you at face value and just kind of do a little more digging. Like, that might not be something that's a deal breaker for the product.
Yeah, that's really important and something I feel like a lot of people probably wouldn't think about because they're like, oh yeah, this is only like 50 searches, not worth it. But yeah, there's a few other things you got to put into perspective.
Yeah.
So then once you choose your product, do you use Canva to create all of your products?
Yes, I do use Canva to create all of my products. I do use Midjourney to create some of my mock-ups and graphics and stuff. I have courses on this too and commercial use templates on this. But I just do that for fun to elevate my listings and stuff. But I create all of my products exclusively in Canva.
Which I love.
It's
free platform.
Cheap. Yeah, easy.
Yeah. And then if you want to use the premium features, right now at least like $12.99 a month.
Yeah, so now you can
very, very affordable.
Yeah, they just changed their rules on that to where you can now use the pro graphics in your products to sell as long as as long as it's a printable and not to where they can extrapolate the clipboard or anything. But yeah, they just changed that last April, I think.
Nice.
It's nice.
That's awesome.
It's worth it more than ever now. When I first started, Canva Pro was not worth it. There were no shadow features. It was like, no, I used the free version until I hit 500 cells because it just wasn't worth it.
Yeah, well, it was the only way to remove background for the longest time. So I was like, oh, I really need to do this.
They didn't have that when I first used Canva. I had to go to a tool off Canva to do that. I know what you're talking about.
It's amazing how much it's developed in just a short amount of time.
Oh, I know. It's awesome. I love it now.
Yeah. So I've never I recently heard about Midjourney. I've never used it. How does that work? And tell people what it is, like for those who haven't heard of it.
Well, Midjourney is an artificial intelligence tool that you can put a prompt into, and the output it gives you is an image based on the prompt you give it. So you could say, imagine, you have to start with the word imagine. So imagine a teacup sitting on a table, bird's eye view, black tea in the teacup on a white table. And it will present that image to you, and you can use it however you want. And that's what I use Midjourney for, is to create like clip art for digital products, and I use it to create mock-up elements and stuff like that. But it's used to create images, and you can use the images for commercial use if you have all the plans. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, it starts at $10 a month. I have, and that's the thing too, you have to remember, is that unless you're paying $60 a month, then everything you create is pretty much public domain to everyone who has a Midjourney subscription. So people can use what you generate. I have stealth mode. So no one can find or trace or use the stuff that I create.
Okay, so that's one concern with AI now, is if you put your intellectual property into whatever this platform is, that it could be reused by somebody else. So I love that they have multiple options.
Yeah, I pay intentionally because I don't want anyone to
use it a lot.
It takes me time to craft these prompts and get them perfect. So yeah, no, I pay. Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah. Are you using AI to do anything else in your business? Like while we're on the topic?
Oh yeah, I use it all the time. I use Midjourney for it's so funny because I have done freelance too. It's another part of my businesses. I do freelance graphic design. I've done freelance, social media content creation. And I remember when ChatGPT first came out, and I wrote 30 Instagram posts in 5 minutes with it. And I went to one of the people I work for. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to use this tool. It's amazing. And they're like, I don't know about that. I feel like everyone will know that it's written by ChatGPT. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm doing it. And I don't think anyone will know. And nobody knows. Like no one cares. And the thing about it is you have to view it as a tool and not take it and copy paste it. It's just like puts you out of writer's block. So I use it to write Instagram content, to give me an idea for maybe a summit presentation, an outline for a blog post. I use it to help me craft pieces of newsletters. I actually use it to I will create a video in YouTube of me demonstrating how to do something. I use my YouTube channel to teach people how to do different various things related to digital products. Like things that I don't feel like would make a course or anything. I just give it away for free. But I'll take that content and then I'll turn it into a blog post by using AI. So I use it for everything. Yeah. It's so
repurposing
great.
That's a really smart idea.
It's awesome. I highly encourage anyone to experiment with it as a tool. Don't treat it like it's a human, because it's not. It's a tool. So definitely use it.
Yeah. We're actually doing another episode on using AI to save time in your business, because obviously a lot of us too are solopreneurs or just small creators, smaller online businesses. So we need another assistant.
No, it helps.
AI as that assistant.
Yeah, I had it help me write the name of one of my courses, because I was just thinking, I just can't think of anything. I said, give me 10 course ideas related to this topic. And it gave me one. I went, oh my God, it's a great idea. Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm always so nice to it. Like, hello.
Thank you for your help.
That's so funny. So once you have your digital product created, I know I always tell people save everything as PDF. And I've taught people in my course, if you're selling templates and that sort of thing, how to create the Canva link basically page to send it out to them. And so I'm sure you do something similar.
Yeah.
Do you have any other way of delivering the product to customers?
Well, it just depends on what you're delivering. And if you're selling on Etsy, you have to if you're selling a digital product on Etsy, you have to always provide a PDF or PNG or some kind of file format. So it depends on the product. I'll use Dropbox for giant files. I don't use Google Drive. I like Dropbox because it's more secure. So I use Dropbox to deliver giant files, and I'll zip files and upload them that way. But I do for like my courses and my commercial use templates, I do deliver things with a PDF file with the Canva link or whatever link I need to give to them.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I do love that they have that little Canva template link option.
Oh yeah, it's nice because then they can't change the source document.
Yeah, because that can be a mess. I know a lot of bloggers back in the day, they used to send out like Google Docs and then forget to do the share version. So it would just be a mess. So I love that Canva figured out a way to make that super simple. Yeah. So once you are creating your listing and that sort of thing, what are some elements that you should consider putting into your listing to, attract more views and sales? I know is it a little bit harder to sell on Etsy? I would love your opinion of this compared to other platforms, just because obviously there's so much competition and you have to obviously use keyword research and keywords in your posts to be found. So yeah.
I don't know what other platforms do you compare Etsy to?
If you're selling it on your own platform, I guess maybe we'll use that as a comparison. Yes, selling it on your own website versus Etsy.
Well, for Etsy, the thing that's great is that your listing fee is you're paying them to bring you traffic, and that's why it's great. And I feel like if you've done the keyword research, the market research to see what design style, the price point, the features for the product attract the buyer, you will make money every day on Etsy. And you could list something and sell it the next day. I sell stuff the same day I list it, and I make money every day on Etsy. I think I made $100 yesterday. And
that's awesome.
There is competition, but I don't care. I'm the kind of person who's like, I view myself, I have a lot of confidence. I'm like, I'm awesome. And come and take it, competition. I dare you. And I don't hide my shop. I coach thousands of people. They all know my shop. And it hasn't deterred my ability to make sales on the platform. And so I like that about Etsy. But you have, if someone says, oh, I'm not making a lot of sales on Etsy, you're either doing something wrong with your listing images, the way they look, your pricing is not right, or your keywords aren't correct. And it's usually one of the three. And if it's the product, it might just be that for the specific type of product, maybe a watercolor aesthetic is what's appealing to an Etsy buyer, and you're selling it with super bold colors. So it just depends. Comparatively, I have to drive all my traffic to my website and stuff like that. Once you have an audience, you can build an audience with Etsy, and you could have an email opt-in link. You can drive people to your social channels, get them on your email list with to get them with a coupon code. That's how I get people on my email list with Etsy. And then I can take that traffic and drive it to my website or my Shopify or wherever I'm selling my stuff. But I think it's like comparing apples to oranges when you compare selling on Etsy to like selling on your own website. And there's just some products, let's say you sell courses on your website and you're trying to sell your course on Etsy, it might not make sense.
Yeah, that definitely would not work.
It doesn't work. That's not what people go there for. So it's, know, and if someone says, oh, I'm not making any money on my products on Etsy, it's like, well, what are you selling? It might not be a good fit. The audience is 18 to like 34 years old and they're female is the target demographic on Etsy. And then if you SEO optimize your Etsy listings for Google search, then you can bring in more traffic beyond that core audience that goes to Etsy.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Intentionally. So I think it just depends on your approach. If you're like me and you do this every day and you crack the code, figured it out.
Yeah.
I just think of Etsy as another way to make money. And so I know how to sell on there. And I did that. I learned it intentionally to master it. And then now I sell on my website through my email list. And then I have, I do other things, but that's all different. The way that you SEO optimize stuff for blog posts or your website, you wouldn't use an Etsy keyword research tool for that.
Okay. Yeah. I was about to say, I have so many questions now based on what you just said. And one of them is like, is there a tool that helps you optimize your Etsy listings, just like there are tools to optimize a blog post, for example? Yeah.
So for stuff for Etsy, I'll usually use like eRank or Insight Factory. But eRank is really good for that analytical data to get that keyword research data for Etsy. And they also pull in data from Google, which is helpful. And they also will give you data for like Teachers Pay Teachers, Amazon, eBay, all these different e-commerce platforms, which is very helpful. And it's $5.99 a month for the version that I use. So it's really cheap to play with it. But when I'm created a product that I want to optimize to sell on Google, I usually use my blogging keyword research tool, which is Key Search. I really like that. You can also use something like Uber Suggest or something. I've just used Key Search for years. I'm really comfortable with it. So I like that for keyword optimization for obscure products. An obscure product would be like I sold really, really well through one point in time was the social media post for med spa people. And people aren't going to Etsy going, oh my God, specific. I'm going to find the cutest med spa Instagram post. Like that's not a thing. Yeah. They're going to Google and then Google's taking them to Etsy. So that's where I'd use Key Search for that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't even think about, I mean, it's obvious, but being able to find the Etsy listings on Google, like that takes it to a whole nother level too. So
yeah, well, I mean,
that's
Etsy
really smart.
Has a relationship with Google to bring traffic to their site. They pay them to. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what your fees are paying for.
Everyone's doing that now.
Yeah, they opt you into Google placement. Well, if you have under 10,000 sales a year, you can opt out. I mean, why would you opt out when they could bring you a sale?
Mm-hmm. I also didn't know that you could take your customers and put them on your own like separate email list outside of Etsy and sell them that way.
Yeah.
Is that new or has that always been a thing?
That's always been a thing. You just can't. What you can't do, which goes against Etsy's terms of service, you can't sign up for my email list to get this product for 10% cheaper on my website. You can't do that because then you're poaching from Etsy. But you can get people on your email list from Etsy by offering them an Etsy coupon code. And then they'll buy based on that coupon code on Etsy. And now they're on your email list. And once they're on your email list, you own that subscriber.
Then you own that.
Yeah. Okay. You can't though, like let's say someone bought from you on Etsy. You can't go into your order information, grab their email and put them on your email list because they haven't opted in.
Oh.
Yeah, you cannot do that.
Yeah. So wait, explain the difference.
Okay. So
they have to put in a code?
Well, no. Let's say that you put a email opt-in URL in your Etsy listing. And you say, sign up for my email list to get 15% off your next order on Etsy. They opt in, they get the coupon code, they buy.
And use it on your shop.
Yeah, but you can't say, join my email list right now to get this product for 10% cheaper on my website. Like, you can't do that.
Gotcha.
That's coaching.
That makes sense. That. Yeah. Yeah, so things are a little bit different, I guess, in that aspect. But it seems like you can, get significant traffic to your listings regardless. Yeah. I feel like there's so much noise on social media, especially about this, where people are like, no, don't sell on Etsy. Don't ever sell on Etsy because of this and that reason. But yeah, I always basically convinced me.
Yeah, there's so much noise. And someone will come to me that I coach and they'll say, oh, well, this guru told me to do this, that, and the other. I go, let's consult the source, the Bible of Etsy, which is the Etsy Seller's Handbook. I recommend anyone who wants to sell on Etsy to read through the Etsy Seller's Handbook. There is a section on how to get email subscribers using Etsy. They have a section on that in the Etsy Seller's Handbook. That's where I'm getting this information from that I'm telling you about. I always go to the source because I don't care what, Susie Q, guru, whatever says. Like, I want to verify that it's true with the place I'm actually selling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's the smartest approach for sure.
Safe. I'm conservative with my stuff. I'm going to go to the source. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So I know you talked about pricing issues sometimes where people there's a lot of competition and it's like, I forget how you phrased it, where everyone's trying to race to the bottom, I think is how you mentioned it. Yeah. So what do you recommend as far as pricing digital products on Etsy? And how do you be competitive?
So what you want to do is you don't want to, a lot of people that I coach who come from the world of, let's say they're graphic designers professionally. Well, they're going to create the product and then they're going to want to sell a digital product for $30 or something, or what it might be a 20-page plan and they want to sell it for $30. Well, I have to tell them you have to get out of the mindset that you're trading time for money because you're not doing that because you can sell this 100,000 times. It's totally not. You have to change your mindset. So you have to go into the market and you have to say, okay, what are people selling this for? And that's why it's so important to do the keyword research, the market research, because then you would avoid selling something at a price point you're not comfortable selling it for. So that's what you have to do, is you have to not think you're trading time for money. It's like a one-off deal. You've made it. You spent all your time. You want to get your money back. No, you can sell it for years. I still sell stuff that I created 5 years ago. So if I had that mindset, I may never sell anything. But so it's just, you have to do that market research. And that's when I say, if you don't feel comfortable selling something for the price point that the market is all selling it for, then you just don't do it. And that's what I recommend.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good tip. So you just mentioned like you're making money on something that you sold or created years ago, which makes sense. That's the nature of digital products. Yeah. But how often do you recommend adding new digital products to your shop?
Just whenever you can. And a lot of gurus are saying, you have to do one product a day. You have to do this.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I'm like, no, if I have a family emergency, I can't list in my shop for months, and that's fine. If I'm feeling really excited and I created a whole bunch of products to list, then I'll batch create a whole bunch of stuff, get it listed in a week. It doesn't matter. It's just the goal is to get it out there, because if you don't have anything listed, you can't make money. So it's just whenever you can, don't overwhelm yourself. Don't feel like you have to be on some schedule. Then that will set you up to fail, because, that's analysis by paralysis. You're overwhelming your brain and you feel like you're a failure. Don't do that to yourself. It's not worth it. I haven't put anything in my shop since October of last year. But no, I did a challenge, and I do these quarterly challenges to help people sell on Etsy. I did one in, I think it was March I did it. Yeah, March. And I listed, I think, 5 products that month. And then before that, I only listed in January. And then before that, it was October.
Okay.
So I don't do it every
sporadic
day.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we do this because we want more time freedom. So I was not expecting to have to be creating digital products all day long.
Yeah.
So it's not like Etsy's going to punish you if you're not actively adding new things to the
That doesn't
shop.
make sense. And I think that people try to say, you shouldn't sell on Etsy because listing every day or something, they're going to punish you. Etsy doesn't care. They're in the business of making money. You're creating something for them to sell and make money on with fees. So why would they punish you? I don't understand that. I just don't. I don't buy it. I'm like, I don't get it. No, it doesn't make sense.
The things that we come up with, I don't know.
Yeah, no, they're just trying to make money, right? They're not like, these 8 sellers, they haven't listed in 7 days, so let's put them down in the algorithm. Like, no, they don't care.
Yeah. So I know we talked about driving traffic to your Etsy shop using SEO and that sort of thing. Do you use social media at all?
I do use social media. I do Pinterest. I do Instagram. And I'm bringing back my Instagram account. I kind of fell off there because I was focusing on YouTube. So I like YouTube a lot. It's really fun because I like to help people with education and knowledge. So I do a lot of YouTube, and then I'll do Pinterest just because I enjoy dumping a bunch of pins on Pinterest and then waiting the long game for them to take off.
Right.
So it's just, I don't do something every single day necessarily. It's just, I'll do something. And it's funny because when you're an online business owner, and they always talk about, it's passive income. I didn't create videos for my YouTube channel for, I don't know, like 3 or 4 weeks. And then I hit monetization with my YouTube channel because people were just watching the content I created. So if you don't have to feel like, also it's like with your Etsy shop, you don't have to make something to sell every day. You don't have to make something to post every day. Just taking action and doing something could make moves in the future for your brand by doing something somewhere with social media.
Yeah, that makes sense. So do you have any tips for like using social media specifically to drive traffic to your digital products? I assume on Pinterest, you like link directly to your shop.
Yeah.
What about on social? Because I feel like it's harder because, especially I guess the platform like Instagram, you can't like link.
You can link in a
certain
story
things in your post.
You can do a link.
Okay, so you use stories.
Yeah. You can do that. I do more email. I like doing email newsletters, email marketing. So I email 2 to 3 times a week. Well, more like 1 to 3 times a week. So I enjoy doing that. I like speaking more like to my customer.
Yeah.
I prefer that.
Yeah. I guess I'm wondering, like, you obviously don't need social media to be successful with this.
You don't.
Yeah. Is basically the point. Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of people get intimidated by using social media, and if they can avoid that.
Yeah. That's why the whole faceless reels movement's so big right now. Because people don't want to put their face on social media, and you don't have to. You can do email marketing, that's a very simple way, because then you own the customer, the subscriber, and you can nurture the relationship more easily than even social media.
Yeah, that's what I'm focusing on more. Instagram is doing way too much. They're like trying to be everything, every kind of platform.
Oh, I know.
And I'm just like, okay, it's exhausting. So I'm just not going to.
No, you don't have to.
Not going to participate. So yeah, there's so many other ways to market your business.
Yeah, I've experimented too. And I will never dance for dollars on TikTok. So you'll probably never see me over there. Like, oh my gosh. I can't do it. That's just not my vibe,
That is so funny.
But I'll be on YouTube teaching you how to do font glyphs in Canva, or a cute little Canva tip.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard great things about YouTube and driving sales primarily. It seems to be a lot better from what I've heard compared to like Instagram and TikTok.
You're helping someone. And it feels more like having a conversation with them.
Genuine, authentic.
Yeah.
You have like an actual relationship with your audience, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I enjoy it. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess wrapping up everything on Etsy, are there any other potential like challenges or obstacles that beginners might face when they're starting out like selling digital products on Etsy?
Definitely shiny object syndrome. Start easy. Start with like a single page product to sell, because you can get a lot of traction if you start making sales quickly, right? And if you're like, oh God, I'm going to make the most epic meal planner bundle. It's going to be 750 pages. And then I go, okay, stop. That's going to take you a month to make. Let's list these as individual pages to try to get traffic. When you start getting traffic and visits to your shop, you can make conversions, and then Etsy will push your shop up in the algorithm, because they're like, this shop makes sales. We want to have more buyers look at this shop. So definitely don't try to make it more complicated than it has to be, and always do keyword research and market research before you create anything.
Yeah, that is the key part of the whole discussion.
You have to.
You're not going to go anywhere.
I drill that, because so many people say, oh, I really want to make this bright purple thing, and it's going to have like all this clip art. And I go, let's go look at the market. And everyone's selling it in this light black and white, no clip art. I go,
right.
Well, you should look at what's working and take note of the ingredients of a successful product. And
exactly,
you can try it your way, but I want you to try it the way that's working.
Yeah.
And then they make sales and they go, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah. There's that phrase like success leaves clues. So just follow what is actually working.
Yeah. Follow the
You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
So I know we talked earlier, we both have little ones. So how do you juggle like running your business as a mom? And do you have any other tips for moms who are pursuing entrepreneurship?
You have to make your goals non-negotiable. When I first started this business, it was in early 2019. So I had a baby and I had a 2.5-year-old, and that's insane. And so I would work 40 plus hours a week as an accounting manager, and I had a 3-hour daily commute. And
that is wild.
Yeah.
I can't believe you did that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't even know. It's like I guess I blanked out. I barely remember that term. But I would say to my husband, I said, look, I want to work on this during these times. I need you to manage the children, manage the household, do whatever you got to do, because I am not available. This is non-negotiable. He's like, that's fine. Yeah. I'll do whatever you need. So I make it happen. I like to schedule things. But with kids, as you know, it's totally unpredictable. But I like to make it non-negotiable. And I set arbitrary goals for myself, because I'm a business owner. I run my business. So if I didn't make hard goals, hard deadlines and stuff, it would just never happen. And I come from a management background and stuff. So I could manage a team of 30. It didn't matter. I just make it all happen. You have to make it non-negotiable, and you have to reverse engineer how to get there. If you want to make, like an ebook, you were saying, one day you might outline it. The next day you're going to write this first section. Then you kind of reverse engineer how many days that you'll think it'll take to do. And you say, this is a hard stop date. This is it. It's going to be done this day. And you push yourself to that goal, and then it gets done. And that's addicted. That success is addictive. So you want to keep working. So don't let, because your kids are going to get sick. And I said, like, there was one year where I felt like the kids were always having, they were always throwing up and always had diarrhea. Just never going to end. No. But I accepted that was my reality. And I said, it's not going to stop me. It's just my reality right now. It's not forever. And I just kept moving forward.
Yeah. And that's why I feel like this is such a good opportunity, especially for moms, because they're obviously so busy and have something that works kind of passively, like create a product, list it, and see what happens. Like you'll just start making money that way.
Yeah. Pull out your laptop. Your kid is finally sleeping or they're hanging out, coloring. Pull out your laptop, work 15 minutes on an idea, a product, you're done. At least you made that small move because it will end in a completed goal.
Just a little bit every day.
A little bit every day. And don't feel like you're a failure. No, you're not. You're actually doing something that's awesome. You should feel great about that.
Yeah. Love that. So true. And nap times, take advantage of those.
Yeah, my kids don't nap anymore, so.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, when do they stop napping?
When they're 3 or 4, so it's a live it up.
Got a couple more years.
Yeah, you're good. Take advantage.
Well, I guess I should know because she went from 3 naps to 2, and now we're on 1, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no time to do anything.
Yes.
Yeah. So one of the last questions I always ask my guests is, what is the most important lesson you've learned when it comes to entrepreneurship that you wish you had learned sooner?
For me personally, I'm very cheap to a fault. And like I said earlier, I didn't pay for any tools of any kind until I hit 500 sales. In my defense, eRank was like $29 a month back then. Now it's only $5.99 a month. It's month-to-month subscription. You have to commit. So it's really no reason not to try it out. But Canva wasn't that great. But I had set this goal, again, arbitrary. Like, I'm not going to pay for anything until I hit 500 sales. I feel like I wasted a lot of time, not with good keyword research data and stuff like that, because I just didn't spend that money. I would have scaled a lot more quickly. So if you feel like you can make money with a small purchase, definitely just take the leap. But don't purchase tons of stuff at once. I just purchased eRank first. That was it. I had good data. I knew I could make products with better information. And then once I did that, then I invested some of that money back into another tool. And then so on and so forth. So don't hold yourself back from making a purchase if you feel like it'll make you scale faster or make money faster.
Yeah. Yeah. That's such a good idea. It's similar. I just invested in some tools to help me write blog posts faster and more frequently because I just ghosted my blog basically for 2 years because I just didn't have time. And so, yeah, it's amazing what you can accomplish just in the past few months. How many I've released more blog posts in the past couple of months than I did in the past like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. So, and now with AI
it's just amazing.
Stuff,
like, go ahead and just
there's just so many tools available now that didn't exist even a year ago. So take advantage of them, use them.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Like you guys should take advantage of all the tools that we didn't have when we were starting out. So
you'll scale faster.
You can see faster, see faster results. Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for being on. Do you want to go ahead and tell everyone where they can find you and learn more about you?
Yeah, you can find me online, Your Frugal Friend blog.com or yourfrugalfriend.com. And also you can reach me through my Etsy shop at yourfrugalfriend.etsy.com, and you can chat me up, ask me questions. I'm here to help. My YouTube channel is at Your Frugal Friend, and there's tons of free educational content on there. I just love to give tips. I give overviews of keyword research tools on there. If you're just keyword research tool curious, I go over that. I have Canva tutorials on there for simple products, just things like that. I love to help people. So if you want to send me a message, I'm all ears and here to help.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in to the First Hustle Then Brunch podcast. If you enjoyed this episode or learned something new, I'd love if you subscribed and left us a review. Another way to support the podcast is to take a screenshot of this episode and share it on your Instagram story. Tag me at First Hustle Then Brunch so I can repost it. Thank you so much for supporting the show, and I'll see you in the next episode.